Hey tennis fans, welcome to Point Counterpoint. I'm Blair Henley, this is LePak, and today we're talking about the inclusion of tennis in the Olympic Games.
Blair, if you can believe it, there are still some people out there that don't believe that tennis belongs in the Olympic Games. Some don't think tennis needs the Olympics for its livelihood, like, say, race walking might. Some don't think people care about tennis 3 weeks after Wimbledon. Some think Olympic tennis is just like any other tournament, and some still think that tennis players are the only professionals at the Olympic Games. What are your thoughts?
I'm going to address your last point first. I chuckle when people say to me, how do you feel about those tennis pros playing in the Olympic Games? And then I'm sadly responsible for informing them that amateurism passed away in 1988 when the International Olympic Committee removed it completely from its charter. But what I'm confused about is why we're not getting those questions about the basketball team, for instance. You know, they're
Kobe, Durant.
Yeah,
James.
Exactly. Walking in with their, Team USA uniforms complemented by their diamond-encrusted watches. And then we get, some of those swimmers, we're crazy to think that they're not raking in the big bucks from endorsements or from support from their respective Olympic committees. I don't know. I just feel like it's a crazy conversation to have.
But I can understand the confusion because, tennis players do meet on an international level on a weekly basis. They'll go from one tournament to another, and there'll be a guy from Switzerland playing a guy from Mexico, Chile, all over the world. So yeah. I can understand the confusion.
Yeah.
And as opposed to other sports that meet, once every 4 years, we're meeting every week.
Yeah, I think it was interesting. I ran across an article saying that no one cares about Olympic tennis 3 weeks after Wimbledon finished. Mm. And to that I say, I in some ways understand where he's coming from, but if you've watched any of the matches, it is so incredibly different.
Very different. There's colors all over the place. You can't have that at Wimbledon normally. The points are different. It's instead of 2,000, it's only 750. But aside from that, these players get to enjoy the Olympics for what could be a once-in-a-lifetime experience for them. Yeah. They get to hang out with other sports. They get to, hang out with the swimmers and go, have fun at the Olympic Village and party with the other people.
Yeah, and I just don't think it's fair at all that tennis countries that are rich in tennis culture could be shorted their best athletes because tennis isn't in the Olympics. Think about Poland without the Radwanska sisters, or Novak Djokovic, the flag bearer for Serbia, could actually be Serbia's first chance at a gold medal since becoming the Kingdom of Serbia. To me, it's not fair to have those amazing athletes not be able to represent their countries.
And it's not. It's really not. But you can't short. Tennis is a popular sport, as you've pointed out. It's one of the Olympics' big sports. It brings in a ton of fans. Mm-hmm. So, is it shorting any of the other sports? Maybe, but that's not a reason to cut any of those sports. You shouldn't cut tennis. You shouldn't cut the other sports. If anything, you should be adding more sports, like golf in 2012?
2016.
Or 2016, yeah.
That'll be interesting. But, I say, way to go tennis. If people are complaining that tennis is taking viewers away from other sports, you can bet that the International Olympic Committee will keep it around for years to come because guess what? That makes money.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's all for today's Point Counterpoint. Let us know your thoughts in the comments section below or on Facebook and Twitter. We'll see you next time here on Tennis Now.